a time in a company, and I've always said this, there is no better time to actually join a direct marketing company that you believe in, that you love the product and the people around, right? Than just right now at the space we are in Amare. Look at this, for example. In the first 3 years, you really are in a phase of formulation and foundation. We're actually out of that. We're in the concentration and expansion phase. Now you see that massive growth here, where the arrow is, the momentum and explosive growth. That only happens one time in a company. That only happens one time. I was in another multi-level marketing company before, and I was actually just at the end of that, to the middle and towards the end of that momentum and explosive growth. Is it possible to grow a big team, a big organization, and big impact when you actually are looking here towards the end of the momentum and explosive growth? Yes, but it is much, much, much more difficult, right? Anybody can see that if you have a team and if you have people in that concentration expansion phase and you can blow it up together with people, right? You have much more chance of having a larger impact and a larger momentum and a larger financial income as well. So, and after the momentum and growth comes this building legacy. We are right. The critical mass and the tipping point is what is the timing. You need to be with a reasonable team, a reasonable amount of people at that critical mass or tipping point to really go and make that $50,000 to $100,000 a month, right? To really go into that $1 million company. You need to have a team at that point there. So in general, the critical mass and tipping point lands around at 3 to 10 years. It is estimated for us that it will be about a year before, maybe a year and a half before we're actually going to go get there. So we're actually getting really at that critical mass and tipping point. And that's, you say, oh, it's a whole year. It's actually a very, very short time. Okay. It said we are here. We're probably a little bit further along, but we're close enough to that. So it is important to be at one point, to be there before that tipping point happens. I hope that makes sense. If not, I'd love to hear it, but it really matters because then you can make a big growth. If you care about creating $1 million business for yourself, you need to really start going right now, not tomorrow, not a month from now, not 6 months from now. You really need to start going right now. The same thing if you want to have a large impact. This company has always said we want to have treatment centers. We want to make a difference. I want to have my own trauma center with horses. I've always said that. And so I want to make money partially to make a big impact into the mental wellness and mental fitness industry as well. Also with nurses. So we all have dreams, but I want to say to make those dreams come true, you kind of need money, right? So this is where we are right now. And that's why it's so important to join right here, right now. This is just to give you an idea about, this is another company. This is our first founding wellness partner, Pat Hins, his first business. Now you see that in year 3, do you see that? 14 million. We were at year 2, we had 18 million, just to give you an idea. So we're actually a little bit above this curve. But see what happened in year 5 and year 6, and see what happened in year 7. Do you see that? This is why it matters. This is that curve. You exactly saw that curve, right? That you saw. This is what happened there. I'm going to give you one more example. This was a company that I was part of for a while, and again, a company that I loved. But again, do you see what happens in those first 7 years? I was not part of that. I came in around, I think it was the end of year 6, I think, and maybe year 7. Do you see at that point they had already risen almost to the top? So if I would have come in around year 3, do you see that difference? If you come in around year 3 or you come towards the end of year 6 or year 7, see that? There's a huge difference there, okay? So again, we're about 2.5, 3 years in. We're starting to be in that hyper growth, and we're actually a little bit above this company as well. This company also did around $12 million in their second year, and again, we were at 18 million. So this is why it's important to actually start with this company now. And again, not a month from now, not 3 months from now, not 4 months from now, whatever it is, but just start now. And in addition, we really live in a gig economy, right? 57 million US workers are in the gig economy. So actually, we're getting into a whole new way of thinking, a whole new way of working, right? We're not having those jobs anymore for 50 or 60 years. We're even not having certain entrepreneurships anymore. People really are living in a gig economy. So it's a really good time to actually join Amare as well, because this is part of that economy as well. So what do you want to look for in the 5 things in a home-based business? Timing, again, we are at the beginning of a whole new revolution on how to think about mental health, mental wellness. Great products with relevance, we have that. Integrity from the company and a digital business is important, and we have it all as well. And then compensated for what you do. We do have a very good compensation system and a culture that aligns with you. Ultimately, if you're going to be with the company for years and years ahead of time, it's got to align with you. So I love what Cassandra said about that she really likes people, because I think that's really important too. Okay, so why do this? Well, there's no inventory, there's no employees, there's no employers, there's no units. I've said to people, I'm nobody's boss, no deliveries, no paperwork, no experience, really just a heart. You need to have a heart to actually get to share with people. And we do have a phenomenal system. We have an Amare Builder app, we have training on social media, on LinkedIn. We really have all those things in place. So you can actually very easily step into this. So I want to show you this, for example. This is our rank advancement promotion. And I'm just going to show you real quick that that's what we're giving for people who are really serious about moving in the market. So, and this is important because as a leader, for example, you get $3,000. And then if you are in the first year, if you start right now, you also get another $3,000 in the following month as well. So you get a total of $6,000. Ultimately, up to servant leader, that means you can get 50,000 extra bonuses in the first year. And that's phenomenal, right? Okay, so what is the 10K plan? We talked about it. We've gone through it all, and I want to keep it very, very simple, and then I want to leave a testimonial because there's a phenomenal testimonial I want to show you. The 10K plan is to make $10,000 in the first month in Amare, okay? And people thought that would be impossible, but it actually has just been done. It literally has just been done. I'm going to show you the numbers. But this is the essence of a 10K plan. You enroll 30 partners with a Launch Pack Plus, we call it the Launch Pack Plus, that has all the products from Amare, right? And you find one person who's willing to find 30 people as well. That will actually get you 10K in the first month, okay? That really will give you 10K in the first month. This is the Launch Pack. It has all the products in there, all the products we talked about. So it's a beautiful, wonderful, including an HempGBX. But I don't know if you can see this, but this is actually what they did. This is actually what this team did in terms of making money. So if you see that, when they enrolled 30 people, right, with a Launch Pack, in total they had 60 people with a Launch Pack Plus, which was around 500 PV, okay? So with that, they planned it all out in the first month. I don't know if you can see it on top of here, but that means that they had a total of 30,000 in volume, okay? And the number down below here, you can see it is around 9,345. That was about an estimate with what they had been getting. They were actually very close at $10,000. Now, that is the first month, right? They're now in their second month. The whole idea is with the second month that they will actually repeat that. Now, repeating is conservative because of those 60 people who are enrolling, right, who have enrolled, are they each going to only enroll 2 people? Probably not, right? Probably they will, I know this team will enroll more people, and then also those people individual will enroll more people as well. But let's stay conservative, and that's what they did. They planned out the whole entire year with enrollment of 60 people every single month, okay? If you do that, and you can't see it at the end, and I'm going to show you a video a little bit on if we still have time, but it came to a total of $205,000 in your first year. That's only in the first year. That is not even considering all this hyper growth, right? It's really just considering this first growth. I think this is personally very exciting, and I want to show you a testimonial of one person who was vital in doing this, but this is exciting. Any questions around that, guys, or any kind of comments around this?